Senator Blackburn, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and General. Welcome. Welcome to you and your family. And thank you for the time that you spent visiting with me last week. I really do appreciate that. And we discussed China and how they're focused on getting customers and clients, and the U.S. is focused on allies and relationships in the region. And I'd like for you to expand a little bit on how you're going to push back on China, particularly as we discussed last week with cyber and AI, how you're going to be able to do more with less, and what new capabilities are on your tick list for what you need to counter what Beijing and Moscow are doing.
Senator, if confirmed, again, I would have to make an assessment of each of the countries in the area and the relationships and the inroads that China has made into each one of those countries. And each one, I think, would be individualized based on that.
Okay.
Exposing the predatory nature of their lending is a big part of that. I am concerned with the inroads that Huawei has made into several of the countries as they look to do their infrastructure, and we know the security concerns associated with that.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate your comments about the 18 of the 21 countries in CENTCOM have done a BRI agreement with China. And talk a little bit about where you see that Belt and Road ending and military fusion and how that affects the task in front of you if confirmed.
Senator, I believe right now for China it is economic in the CENTCOM region, although they do have their largest base outside of China in Djibouti, which is just across the Gulf of Aden, south of Yemen, and it is at a strategic choke point by the Bab el-Mandeb. So that is very concerning. It allows them to do maintenance on some of their vessels while they're overseas. And my concern would be any expansion of that into the CENTCOM AOR if confirmed.
And I've had the opportunity to visit our facilities and our presence in Djibouti, and it is of tremendous concern to me as you see how China is trying to expand in that region. We've talked a good bit this morning about Afghanistan, and this committee has put a good bit of attention on that. And I want to come back and kind of finish off a couple of questions that have been presented to you. Are there any instances where you think we should be sharing intel with the Taliban? And if that is done, would you commit to informing us, even if it's in a classified setting, that that has occurred?
Senator, looking at the specific incidents, I think it's a case-by-case basis based on that with the Taliban, and I will commit to sharing incidences with both, I'll share it with the chairman and the oversight committees and the Secretary of Defense.
For those of us on this committee, we've continued to look at what happened in Afghanistan, and for people like me that represent a major military post, and so many of our Tennesseans are with Fort Campbell, or they're posted at Fort Campbell, or they have served. And to see how this has, how it took place, the debacle that it became, has been of tremendous concern. One other thing on that, with the Taliban takeover there in Afghanistan, how do you assess Pakistan's role in supporting the Taliban in Afghanistan, and what is your assessment of how they're working to help get people that we're trying to get out of Afghanistan, how they're getting them out?
Well, Senator, first off, thank you for your support for 101st Airborne Division at Fort Campbell, one of our 18th Airborne Corps units. Senator, I am not aware right now of what Pakistan is doing in my current role to assist in getting out. I think that is an area that we could potentially work with Pakistan on. I think they are concerned about the regional stability in the area and the violent extremist organizations inside of Afghanistan. The Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan, the TTP, is a very violent organization that has killed tens of thousands of Pakistanis, so they have a vested interest and a security interest with us on that. as well as the humanitarian crisis inside of Afghanistan.
Thank you for your service, and thank you for being here with us today to answer the questions. Thank you, Mr.
Senator.
Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Blackburn. Now,